So Mir, Rashid's actually already playable at the San Diego Comic-Con going on right now. And we got some sneak peek camera footage here showing off some things like his drive rush or his command list. And I just want to go over it with you. So let's go over right now. Let's start with his drive rush because that's like the first thing I've been really scratching my head over on how fast it is and how far it goes. Boom, there it is. It looks really fast but short range, kind of like DJ, you know?
I don't know. I think it looks a lot like Cammy.
It doesn't look bad, that's for sure. It's not like, you know, like Zangief or Manon's drive rush, you know what I'm saying? Let's go over the command list now, and I know the footage isn't the best, but shout outs to everyone who got the footage for us to see for Rashid. I'll definitely leave a link to their Twitters in the video description, so in case they update their Twitter during the weekend, there might be some more footage here. So bear with us. Rashid's not a charge character confirmed. We can start.
Wow. I was having my doubts.
I know. Okay, the spinning mixer at the beginning on the top here, like it mentions when something could be manipulated by the wind. So far, like with the spinning mixer, the eagle spike, and the whirlwind shot, all the motions are the same as Street Fighter V. And you know, they get manipulated by the wind just like in Street Fighter V. So you see his new move right here, the Arabian Cyclone. That's done with core circle back and punch. That's basically the only motion left here for him. We can see Mir 2, it branches out. And we can see it says, I think, wing stroke?
It's the two V skills from Street Fighter V. So
Yeah.
Wing Stroke is V skill 2, Rolling Assault is the V skill 1, specifically the version on the ground.
These moves are tied specifically to Arabian Cyclone, so it means you can't do these raw where, you know, Rashid can't just air dash towards you for no reason. He has to set it up. So it's simply just a back kick and forward kick motion. The Rolling Assault 2 is just the roll. It's no attack. And then we can see it branches out again with Nail Assault. So when you do the roll and then you want to do an attack, you just press kick again. And then we see Arabian Sky High. This is Rashid's double jump, but his double jump is basically like a jumping kick. And that's done with core circle back, kick in the air, and you could barely see it, but it says you could only do it from a forward jump. But you know, I'm not surprised.
Imagine that the different strengths have slightly different angles, so slightly different ways of making your anti-airs whiff.
Yeah.
That's what I would imagine.
Dude, from the gameplay footage, Rashid was jumping all over the place. I don't know what the heck was going on. So there's definitely a lot of mix-up from this.
Parkour was going on.
Parkour, bro. So here's Rashid's supers, and the super Rashid kick, it mentions it does much more damage when you hit the opponent grounded, basically when you use it as a reversal. So unique attacks now. Rashid does in fact have his run. We can see it branches out to backup and Tempest Moon. The backup is when he presses forward punch during the run, he'll do the slide, and that's I think when he side switches too, right? Tempest Moon is when he does just a straight up attack from his run, and it mentions it's really hard to read, but it mentions it gets manipulated when going through the wind.
Even though his drive rush, as we mentioned before, might not be the best for Oki, I would assume that the run be his meterless drive rush if he wants to cover a long distance and get close to you in an Oki situation.
Rashid's always running at you in Street Fighter V, and it's kind of diminished now since we have drive rush, but Rashid actually had a 15 frame dash in Street Fighter V. I always forgot that. So we have forward medium punch from Street Fighter V. So it does 2 hits, and we know the first hit's cancelable. And then Beak Assault, I think this is overhead, right? From Street Fighter V?
Yeah, that's right. It looks a little bit different. I mean, than the 4 medium punch as well.
Yeah, it kind of does. He like kind of swings his body, but his chest is like showing towards the screen.
For the heavy punch used to be affected by wind effects in Street Fighter V, but there's no mention of it.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe it'd be too OP because then you would drive rush with it, B+, and then combo after it. I don't know.
To be fair, forward medium punch was as well.
Yeah.
That is also not mentioned. Standing medium kick was also affected.
Yeah, that is odd. That's a good point. Maybe they are. Maybe they just forgot. Crescent kick. Is this a new one?
Yes, I believe so. It didn't have a for the heavy kick command normal.
Yeah, it says an advancing attack that's great against something opponent's low attack. So it's a high profile.
I think it might be his old standing heavy kick.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
Heavy kick is a different animation. It's kind of like this rising kick thing
like a launcher.
that we saw in the trailer as well.
Blitz strike. This is an air command normal. Crouching heavy punch in the air. It says a jump attack that sends you something forward over your opponent when it's blocked. So he like leaps up forward, and I think this is We saw that in the gameplay. I was really confused between this and his double jump, but they're two different moves.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has an animation that's very reminiscent of his jumping heavy punch, his old jumping heavy punch. In a way, it reminds me a little bit of Ibuki, how she could hop off of you in Street Fighter 3 with her taunt.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would assume like, man, this would be such a good button to like neutral jump on the opponent, but since it makes you hop. And then we have aerial shot. It says during a forward, is that forward jump? Oh, neutral jump. Yeah, guys, it's like a puzzle reading this.
A powerful move for dealing with opponents up above that can be performed during a neutral jump. So it's kind of like Zangief's headbutt, except it's specifically for hitting opponents that are above his head.
Here's a new target combo. Is that medium punch, heavy kick?
Heavy kick, yeah. We saw this one in the trailer, and we saw there could be special canceled.
Yeah, it says it can special cancel. That's cool. Even more mobility options here. We have side flip and front flip. I think we saw this during his level 2, where he was like, it's kind of like a jungle hop almost, right?
Yeah, a little bit it is, especially because it has a follow-up, so you can kind of alter your aerial trajectory after you do this side flip.
Or parkour.
Definitely very acrobatic in this game.
Yeah, it really ties in with his level 2 very well. And then the wall jump, it exists, Mir. It's still there.
Right, but it does not mention the short wall jump.
That's
I think
true.
He doesn't have it.
That would be a travesty.
Would it?
Or would it? I don't know, man. He's got the double jump now. But that was a huge part of Rashida's wall jump that was like pretty legitimate to do because it goes downwards and crosses up so quickly and keeps you in the corner.
Right. Maybe they just realized that it wouldn't have worked very well with Street Fighter 6, where the corner position's already so strong.
Nothing crazy here. Just his 3 throws, his forward, back, and air throw.
The fact that he has an air throw in the first place is pretty interesting. I'm a fan of air throws, so I'm okay with that.
I know you are, you Gao players. So this next piece of footage is we got all of his normal attacks, his regular attacks. And I'm really interested for this because, you know, crouching heavy punch. So first we see his lights. And his standing light punch, same from Street Fighter 5, but the range looks good in Street Fighter 6.
Curious if it's 4 or 5 frames. In general, it seems that all of his normals are pretty fast.
And then we see a standing medium punch, and you're like, whoa, this thing has like no range. It's the same as Street Fighter 5. Looks like he goes a little bit more on a downward angle than Street Fighter 5. But so this is going to be a plus, right, Mir? Because this is his main combo starter, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was taking guesses to whether or not it's going to be +1 or +2. So I'm definitely convinced.
So you think this is plus? For sure?
I would imagine so, unless they designed a rushdown character without any plus buttons, which would be interesting.
Okay, next button is the standing heavy punch. This button was really good for doing shimmies in Street Fighter 5, and it was also a crush counter. I would imagine this has a good hitbox on it still for whiff punishing, but the range is still not like amazing. I'm thinking like Kimberly with this thing. What do you think?
Possible. It does lean forward quite a bit. Again, it seems relatively fast. It dabs on you still, so that's plus.
Yeah, he does dab on you.
I bet on punish counter it does the crush counter effect.
And we see a standing light kick. Mir, is this going to be his only 4-framer? Please don't be. Please.
He gets a special rule where this is actually 3 frames. No.
No. Okay, there's a medium kick. I think his medium kick got nerfed, Mir. It doesn't go straight anymore, you know? He just curves now.
As a poke, it looks worse for sure. I'm not sure what this is for, because I would imagine that it's still not cancelable, unless it is, because it has less range. So you can use it to deal with DI, maybe.
Okay, here we go. This is his new standing heavy kick. Wow, this move is definitely an anti-air, right? Like, there's no way you're poking with this thing.
It looks like one, yeah. It seems kind of slow.
It looks really slow, Mir. And he moves forward a bit when he does it, too, which, I don't know, man. I guess it'd be...
You got the mixer for cross-ups, right? So.
Yeah, that's true. He does have heavy spinning mixer, but, I mean, Rashid's standing heavy kick in Street Fighter 5 was so crazy good for going into V-trigger activation because it goes high profile, can hit throws, but now of course they had to gut it, you know.
Well, I mean, as we were mentioning in the move list, it might still be there as for the heavy kick, so
that's true.
Not all hope is lost.
Okay, his crouching light kick, man, Rashid's crouching light kick was so good in Street Fighter 5 as well. It went so far for a light attack. It was so good from stopping people from walking away from you.
If he is like one of those characters like Ken that has a 5-frame medium, if you do a drive rush from this crouching light kick, maybe you can link into it. That'd be really strong. That's a very good feature to have. Now there's the crushing light punch, and it seems like it cancels into itself.
Nothing special.
I like how it looks. It's like slicing your ankles.
Yeah, he's slicing the wind. Here's crouching medium punch. I wonder if it's still an anti-air, and it was a good button to use for block strings in Street Fighter 5 because it had barely any pushback.
Also cancelable. I would expect it to be. The angle seems good. Maybe from further away jumps.
Oh, here it is, Mir. The crouching heavy punch has been removed. Yeah,
It seems like whatever that is, it still goes relatively far.
I don't know. I'm concerned about
it
this
is a
button.
rushdown character, so I would not expect him to have, like really, really long range moves.
Yeah.
But then again, he's a rushdown character. Standing heavy kick goes full screen, so.
Yeah. I'm just concerned because obviously it's not as good as his Street Fighter 5 crouching heavy punch, it looks like, but I'm concerned that he leans forward, Mir, and to me that tells me extended hurt box, gonna get swept. R.I.P. Rashid's crouching heavy punch. I don't know if you'll be missed, but
yeah, I don't think so.
that cancelable crush counter into Rowan shot, into EX Rowan shot. Yeah. Okay, it's crouching medium kick. So we know his crouching medium kick is cancelable because of the new drive rush input footage. The range looks respectable. I don't think it's like jury good range, but
It does seem really good to me. This kind of character, even though the damage might not be very high, I can imagine it already. Crushing medium kick, conversion into a spinning mixer into corner instantly.
Right. Like, keep in mind, Kimberly's crouching medium kick is not cancelable. So here we have a character like Rashid.
But it is plus one block.
But it is plus one block. But I'm just saying, like, we got a rushdown character like Cammy, who is cancelable, but she doesn't have fireballs like Rashid does, Like, this is going to be a really good button. That's a sweep, Mir. What do you think?
It moves forward.
Hold on, I think the cameraman fainted because it was just so goddamn.
Like, oh my god, the sweep. But no, yeah, it moves forward. The range is not spectacular, but it seems respectable. I'm curious if that's, like his only option for punishing other sweeps. And I'm curious how unsafe it is, because some sweeps are not that unsafe.
I finally got the frame. Jeez. Driving me crazy.
I would say that the way you want to look at this move is mostly for with punishment when you're relatively close or beating attacks that have armor, but might not have armor on the lower body.
Yeah,
because usually characters that use sweeps as pokes, they tend to be more like mid-range zoner characters sort of deal.
So don't forget, guys, Rashid's gonna drop on July 24th, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out on July 23rd, like past midnight, really late on the servers. We're definitely be covering this character really close, so expect some combo guides and tech and all of that. And we'll be going on our grind to master, playing the first DLC character. Let us know what you guys think of Rashid so far. You guys think he's going to be a really strong character? We'll see how he actually plays very, very soon, because now it looks like he's got all the tools to win. All right, we'll keep you guys posted if there's any more Rashid news until he launches. So take care, everyone. Peace.